User X culture.
That. So let's talk about Robinhood to lay off 9% of full-time employees. This is like typical, right? Like, I think startups, when they have problems, the first thing they do is lay off everyone.
Yeah. It's like they feel like they gotta almost start all over again.
Yeah, but like, so the reasoning I read was that they, because they were accelerating so quickly, they overhired is their excuse. But is that really a good excuse? Like,
Not really.
No.
As I know, as big studios, they always said it's better to overhire than underhire.
oh, so maybe that's their thought. So like they want to, but damn.
But
this
no,
is like
because I think because you see a lot of companies are taking big hits right now.
yeah, a
And
lot of
everybody's trying to find some excuse why it's happening. And 9 out of 10 times, what the big excuse is because profits, people just keep on going higher and higher in profits and thinking make cheaper products, like to get a higher profit margin or something like that.
yeah,
out of
that's
it.
exactly what it is right here. Look, Robinhood layoff announcement comes days before the company is expected to report its Q1 2022 financial performance.
Yep.
Oh my god. I don't know. I feel like this is not fair for the people that, went there hoping that they're getting hired by a good company. They wanted to stay, they put their efforts, and all of a sudden, like, these people are like faceless to us, and I wonder how faceless they are to them.
I know.
And I bet you Robinhood is not unionized.
No, I don't think so. No, tech companies are not unionized anywhere. I
I
think.
know most of them. That's why a lot of them are fighting. How like Apple is trying to get people are fighting for unionized and Apple.
Yeah.
Because of shit like this. Because you could just fire somebody for no apparent reason, but yet you still guys are still making record breaking profits every year.
Yeah, exactly, and ridiculous amount of money, man. And I don't understand.
Yeah,
where
I was
that
looking at
money's
like Starbucks raised all their prices, saying the milk prices of milk and all this yet, but they have record profits than they ever had.
going. That's crazy.
It was something super stupid, like a couple extra billion in their account. You're like, oh, you couldn't take $500,000 less,
Right.
and
That's
made everybody happy.
So I remember when the economy went bad. I don't remember what year it was. It was somewhere in the 2000s. I was working for a company.
I think 2008.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
The tech company. I had a tech company that I was working for. I wasn't making a lot of money, but it was nice at that time. I was young, and what they did was pretty interesting, right? They didn't want to let people go, so instead, the CEO, the CFO, they all took I don't know, it was like 30% pay cut, and then every one of the employees that made a certain amount of money, like for instance for me, I was taking a 10% cut for the pay for that, and then anybody that made it below, it was like 5% or so like that, and that way they kept their employees. I think it was nice. They made it up to us later on through like giving you bonuses, and they would cover your Metro North or Metro card to get around the train.
Okay.
So like they did some nice things, but I think these companies can do something like that. I feel like their money is being spent on dumb stuff.
I'm pretty sure there's always humongous, stupid revenue or like marketing shit that just does not hit. Like.
Yeah, but when are people important? Like when are people important to these companies?
Yeah. Or not for nothing too. Sometimes these like big companies, they overspend, spoiling, like trying to lure like people into their business and like taking them out to eat to these lavish restaurants, but then they treat their employees not so great.
Yeah, mediocre. Right?
They wouldn't even give them a keychain.
Exactly. But everyone else outside that's not working for them, it's like, oh yeah, you want this? Oh, you want that? It's terrible.
And then like Hugo, you know how you were taking like people were taking pay cuts and stuff like that. Remember, Tesla did the same thing when COVID hit, and they quadrupled and stayed at taking 10% out of every employee.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then their whole thing was, oh, we'll pay you back by giving you stock options. Nobody wants stock options when you're just taking me. One, we're in a pandemic, and you're taking 10% 10-15% out of my check.
Yeah.
And then you're not giving it back. While the company went from like a $50 billion industry to $150 billion. Like,
yeah. Well,
terrible.
I don't know. For a company like that, the stock option is really nice. Like,
but
not,
is it really? But to a worker who's during the pandemic, everything is super high. I don't want the stock. I need the money now. With that stock option,
they have to. They have to
in
live.
the long run.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
You need to buy food now, not later.
Not now. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the stock option sounds great, but that's still technically just giving you something, them not costing anything, because what they're going to give you is probably a stock option that's split already like 20 million times already.
Yeah. Well, in Tesla's defense, their stock was worth a lot more money. So I do understand their end, but there are companies that do that, but their stock is not worth anything. So I had gotten stock options from the tech company I had taken a cut from, but their stocks options were cents. Like it was like 10 cents. So, and right before I left, like I stayed at that company 8 years. Even after I left, that stock was still worth nothing. But I could see what Tesla could be a good. I would love to have. Tesla.
Also, what's the percentage? And is it? Remember, Tesla stock probably done split like 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. It has to be the right company, right? Because Amazon has split about a few times too, but their stock is still ridiculous even after splitting. Mm-hmm. So like, it depends on the company and depends how much you really believe.
Amazon never told their employees to take a pay cut.
But I hear they pay them shitty too. Like I don't think they.
They pay them shitty.
Yeah, I hear that they don't treat them well.
It's warehouse work,
Yeah, they say that they have to pee in bottles. I'm hearing all this stuff. I don't.
Well, that's always like FedEx or UPS. Like the worst thing to be is a driver, because they'll tell you get no bathroom breaks. There's really no breaks at all.
That's terrible.
Straight through. Everybody I know that worked for UPS always had a piss jar with them at all course.
Jesus.
Everyone I've known always, male-wise, have always had a piss jar in their car.
Yeah, see,
that's never had no breaks, really.
That's the kind of company that doesn't deserve.
That's not cool. Yeah. That's not cool.
But then it goes back to like a lot of these companies are not unionized.
Right. Yeah, they get away with stuff. They get away with a lot of stuff. And then in New York, I learned this very, very young. In New York, we are a what is it called? But what New York can do, an employer can fire you the next day without excuses or reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that is something about it is New York based, something like that. We do it only to New York, and in New York, other places like have to have reasoning behind letting you go.
Really, I didn't know if it was just a New York thing.
Yeah, apparently, I forgot what to call it. It's a term that it uses, and New York is one of those states.
Yeah, I mean, but most states, if they want to fire you, they can fire you pretty much on the spot, as long as it's not union. They'll find anything they can.
Damn, I don't know, man. I never feel safe. I've never felt safe. My dad stayed at a company for 30-something years, I haven't stayed at a company longer than 8 years, and that was because I felt like I wasn't like, I felt like the company was not doing well. That's what I felt. I felt the company wasn't doing well, and it was time for me to leave.
Yeah, you know after a while.
Yeah, but I think the traditional timing for a person in my career is 1 to 2. I've been here 3 years sometimes, and then you have
a lot
to go.
of turnovers.
Yeah, and the reason is because they're saying that the only way to get advanced as far as money wise is to move on, because that's when you get a 26% jump sometimes in our careers like tech or devs and stuff like that. Where if you were to stay at a company 2 to 3 years, they might be giving you 3% at most. Per year, so you won't get that bump as quickly as just leaving in 2-3 years, and that's true. I hear that. That's pretty true. So
I don't know. Sometimes you gotta also think about too, like sometimes you got to weigh the cons. Obviously, if you're making good money, right? But if you're working for a good team, is it worth it? That extra couple of hundred or whatever it is to work for a place that you're not like part of a team. It's not the best environment. Like sometimes you got to look at that too, because sometimes I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
We can
I
not
see
that we
that.
could get greedy, because I believe that we all should strive for more. Always, you
Yeah.
always have to keep going and growing. But then there also comes that point where you gotta
but
weigh
when is
the
enough?
odds.
What is enough?
Yeah, that's another one too. Like, when is enough? What is enough?
Yeah, I hear
What
you,
is success? Is
but
success making like lots of money, or
yeah,
happy at what you're doing?
I one time heard a quote that says the biggest success is how many people show up at your funeral.
damn,
That's deep, but that's true.
that's
Because you
crazy.
can't take the money with you, you can't take no possessions.
Yeah, I just read another quote this morning that really hit. It said, "Your job is not forever. Your family's forever. So that's where home is."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too.
So
That's true.
I don't know, but going back to Lynn's point, right? Like the thing is that I think sometimes you think that you're in a good place. So for me, like when I worked at Access Intelligence, I thought it was great. I love the people there. I love working with them. They were really like, even my friend that got me the job there, she's still there, and I still talk to her. I love her to death. I was with her before that company, and we've been, friends forever since she was very young to now having kids of her own and having a marriage and a home of her own. Like, I think, like, you build these relations with people and you feel like, oh, this is home. Like, you're feeling like this
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah.
But then,
which they become your family, because
Yeah.
sometimes you see them way more
Oh,
than you actually see the
100%.
family that you're home with.
So true. But I think if you don't know what's next, right? That's what I'm saying. I think if you don't take some form of risk at one point in your life, you don't know what's next. So even though my transition over to Cox has been really well and I've really enjoyed it, I don't think that
Cox,
what
automobiles.
yeah,
or
the Cox
Company.
Automotive.
Yeah.
It's a company,
Cox
guys. Google it.
Yeah.
So
COX.
Yeah, you can just transfer
I can't
to
go
Cox.
back to this. You guys are ridiculous. No, but like I still think that if I didn't take that risk, I wouldn't have found this company, right?
I mean, like they say, without great risk leads to no great rewards. And I'm fucked that up, but that's what kind of like this.
Yeah, yes, yeah, exactly. We gotta take risks to find rewards, right? I think that's 100% true. So, as much as I want to say like you should stay in a place because you make you happy, blah blah blah, I think the other thing you gotta think about is if your career is advancing in any way, and if you are feeling fulfilled in the career you're in. Because what if you're not? You know what I'm saying? What if I'm sure like some of these guys like that were at Robinhood, they felt like this is the place I'm gonna be. I love it. Like this is the place I want to come to every day. And then all of a sudden this happens, and they like, you know what? We don't really care for our employees. And you know what's gonna happen after this 9% gets let go? There's gonna be another 2 to 3% that are gonna go on their own because now they have lost trust in Robinhood. And Peloton just recently made an announcement that they were letting go like 1,000 people, right? So when I read
didn't they say that a while ago too?
Yeah, that was like a month or two ago.
Yeah,
I think it was like a month or two ago, and they let go 1,000 people. And Peloton is not a gigantic company, so 1,000 people I think was like 2-3% of their workforce, even more maybe. I don't know.
So they took like a humongous PR scandals, like bad.
Well, yeah, a lot of people were getting hurt with their bikes. One of the bikes.
The Sex in the City, if you watch the first episode, the guy dies on a Peloton. Like.
Oh, so they let go 2,800 employees. But they offer them free Peloton. Free Peloton.
Oh yeah, get a free bike.
I'm sorry.
You lost your job, but you can lose weight, you fat ass. Like,
Who is this guy? Who is
this? This was like a slap in the face,
Oh my
Are
god.
you serious?
Been
It's
fired from
crazy.
McDonald's, but you got a lifetime of Big Mac. Come on, like, come on.
What is
That's
going
nuts.
on?
Yo, I can't believe that.
Like, that's almost insulting your intelligence and being. Like,
Yo, seriously. So anyway,
no, and it says free Peloton membership. They ain't even giving you the bike. They just give you
Oh, no, they don't give you the bike.
$9.99 service.
They give you the
to see
online
some
thing.
asshole ride a bike in front of you and tell you to push it. Like,
That's crazy. Just wow.
Right? Not even the bike.
Article. I want to read. I want to see something here.
yeah, it's just be bad, yo. It's
During the
just
beginning.
bad.
People enjoy it. Da da da. That's just insane. How much is their membership?
It can't be much. It's just
Exactly.
a viewership on a bike, maybe with two or three people. Like, you can do it, girl. Push it.
Yeah, and then what if they don't have a bike?
Yeah,
And
you
it
can't,
just-
what's the purpose of the membership if you ain't got the bike? Unless maybe you can show it on your iPad and you get a cheap bike.
Exactly.
All
Oh my God!
access.
Wait,
All access is
$12.99.
$40.
Wow.
Oh, $40.
$40
Wow.
for the. Is this all a monthly? It doesn't say. I think it's monthly.
So they get a free membership. $40 monthly. Let's just say that.
Yeah, they
So
couldn't
they
throw a
get
bike in?
Netflix and Amazon for Prime for free. I'd rather take that than the damn Peloton.
Right?
Throw in a bike or something. Throw in a skateboard. I don't know. Throw in anything.
It said a skateboard.
I want a Peloton. At least give me a jacket and some hoodies or something. It's way better than the damn
Exactly.
membership.
That's messed
Wow.
up. Seriously.
That's insulting.
And how
I'm
long is
sorry.
that free membership? How long is that
That's what I was
membership they giving?
It's
It's only
definitely-
1
1
month.
year, and then you gotta.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
exactly
actually-
it. That's probably for they had like little what's it called, the little thing at the
Yeah,
end of
fine
their
print.
contract.
It's only free for the first 6 months, and then we're gonna
Nah.
keep on charging your credit card.
It's free with
afterwards.
the purchase of a bike.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
horrible. Like, we're not gonna give you a bike. No.
But dude, they let go
Wow.
2,800 people, and then
That's
Kevin,
crazy.
which is my brother-in-law, future.
And then you know what's funny is that free membership costs them nothing because it's just a password.
and they're gonna
Very
write it
true.
off, right? They're gonna write that off as lost anyway.
Yeah.
Or a donation.
Oh yeah, donation. Yeah, that's really insulting.
Yeah. No, but Lopez made a point. Like, it's not physical. It's just a password.
Yeah.
They go in. They get.
Password.
Wow.
Digital.
That's insulting.
You don't own it. You can't even sell it to
Exactly.
somebody. Like, hey, I need food here.
I'll trade you my Peloton for that Big Mac. Like, no, it's just not gonna happen. Anything, that's the opposite effect you want.
But did Robinhood throw in anything?
Oh
Probably
yeah.
not. Or that, or they give you, some people, if they like them, they'll give them what are those incentive packages? Those, when like you retire or you get let go,
Yeah.
they give you those
The,
Severance.
severance. There
Severance,
you go.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll give
Well-
you 1 month severance pay, and then good luck with life.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I had to let go of people, and I remember those severance pays they were giving. They
shit.
were crap.
No shit.
They were like a percentage of your pay for the month, and if, depending how long you were in the company, I think it was like 1 month per year that you were there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Something like that. Yeah.
I was like, wow,
Which I think they could write off too.
Oh yeah.
that's
Absolutely.
crazy, man. This is ridiculous. I hope that people got severance pays at least too, just to chill and get back on the horse and hopefully find something. And I think they will, but
Yeah.
that's gonna leave a bad taste in their mouth. Like when are you gonna trust anybody else? Like, this is a startup that was making money left and right? And now all of a sudden, like, you go and you're like, they tell you to go. Now you get hired by another tech company, another startup, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna stay here just until I see something shady, and then I'm leaving. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
It's
My
terrible.
boy left his startup gig. The guy I was telling you that does UX and UI, he left the gig.
Really.
He left it. Now he works for Meta and Facebook as a production designer. But he was like, yeah, that startup thing is cool in the beginning, but then it seems to always go south.
Yeah. I mean,
Do they overwork? It sounds like they overwork at times.
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I definitely
That's
think
terrible.
they do. I mean, oh my god! And then you guys seen that guy that let everybody go like via Zoom or something like that? You ever heard of that guy?
Oh yes, I did. That's horrible.
What company is
He
that?
is such a fool, that man. At first, I thought it was a joke because I couldn't believe somebody would actually do something like that. But then
me
again,
too.
you know, nothing
Over
surprises
Zoom, like it
me
came right away, like he knew what I was talking about. His name is Vishal Garg.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Better.com.
Terrible.
That's another startup.
Better.com.
Yeah, yeah. I heard of them. They were doing well, and then of course things go south. This was during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's why he did it during Zoom.
Yeah, he did it during Zoom. He didn't want to get sick. He don't trust nobody. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, that fool. That's just heartless. The way he did it too, like, oh my goodness.
Is this the video?
So heartless.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. I can't.
They're probably just going to show you
I can't do the commercial.
the story about it.
CEO. Let me see if we get it.
But yeah, I mean, it's just 900 people you fired.
You know what sometimes I like doing? Looking at the comments under these videos.
If you're looking for an example of the worst possible way to terminate employees, look no further than the CEO of the loan company Better.com. Less than 3 weeks before Christmas, he fired 900 people all at once via Zoom.
That's insane.
Here's Les Trent.
It's the call
That's
no
heartless.
one ever wants to get.
I come to you with not great news.
No
The
kidding.
CEO of the popular online mortgage lender, Better.com, used a company Zoom meeting to inform 900 employees they were all being fired.
Your employment here is terminated, effective immediately.
You can hear the reaction of one woman who recorded the meeting.
This is
Providing
not
4
real.
weeks.
Oh my god. I
Severance.
can't believe
Oh
this.
man.
After all we did.
Better.com is worth an estimated $8
Yo, I feel for her. That's exactly how I think I would feel. Like for everything,
Yeah.
with everything I did, like you just gonna let me go.
And the way that he did it, it just wasn't cool. He didn't even look like he was sorry.
He's not.
Like I saw the video. He was very like cold.
Yeah, I mean he. I don't know. I just feel like there's other options. Like at least buy people time. What? Why do I have to give a company 2 weeks? Somebody tell me this. Why do I have to give a company 2 weeks?
You don't.
You know what I'm saying?
There's no rule that
Out
you need to
out
give
of
them 2 weeks.
courtesy, and they can't do that
That's
same
a
thing
courtesy,
back.
but they could also fire you that day without explanation.
That's what I'm saying.
I get what Hugo's saying is at least give us courtesy. If obviously he knew he's a CEO that his company was in jeopardy for a while.
They have
He
to.
could have
know.
had a meeting with his employees and tell them, listen, I want to be transparent. We're not doing well. You know, at least give people a heads up. And then right before Christmas, come on.
It's ridiculous.
That's just terrible.
It said right before Christmas?
Yeah,
Yeah,
2
3
weeks
weeks
before
before.
Christmas.
What? Oh
Yeah.
my god, bro.
People who have families, it doesn't matter if you have families or not. Like, it's just terrible. It's just terrible.
Yeah, anybody.
Not
anybody.
the right, yeah.
This is better.com. I don't know. Nah, I put leave it out.
What are they about? Like, I'm looking, like, better.com, what? Better rate?
Better mortgage rates, I
Yeah,
guess.
buying and refinancing
Oh.
for I'm surprised it's not doing well. Wasn't it like housing market was going crazy?
Yeah, that's
It's a buyer's market right now because interest rates and shit like that is so cheap. But things are so expensive to also.
yeah.
No,
let's
now
not
the
talk about
interest rate went
gas.
up too. Interest
Yeah.
rate went up to 5%. It's bad. It's bad all around. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well-
I don't know. Like, have you guys ever gotten fired? That's a great question.
I've gotten laid off.
Well, that's fired.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, Fired is like you did something.
Fired
Wrong.
is like laid off.
Like I got fired once,
It's-
and that was for like horse playing and shit like that.
Yeah, no, there is a difference between fired, like what Lopez said, and laid off.
If you're laid off, you can collect unemployment.
Exactly.
Unemployment. Fired, you can't.
Yeah,
There's
that's
a
actually
difference.
the best way to explain
Okay,
it.
being fired means you are terminated from your job due to something that the company deemed was your fault.
Yeah, you did
You're laid
quote
off,
something
it means
wrong.
the company deems that they are at.
While letting go is the company's problem. That's the problem, not you.
Yeah, like one of the jobs I worked at, they were tanking, so I got laid off
They were
with
what?
others. There were a few people who got laid off,
Oh. It's
and I was able to get unemployment. I got a severance.
Oh, nice.
When you're fired, you don't get severance. You don't get
anything.
unemployment. Yeah, you get the door. Get out.
Linda, did you feel that way when you
Yeah.
were asked to like, and how did that happen? Like, can you like share with us the experience?
Sure. So I was there for 10 years. I was actually working on a project. So I definitely did not think anything was happening. I knew that the company wasn't doing well. I was looking. So I didn't think it was going to happen to me that day because I was actually working on a project. Like they needed me to have it done.
Yeah.
So I had went to lunch, sat down, and then I see HR. So HR is like doom of death. So I'm like, what is she doing here?
Damn.
After lunch, I knew. So then she was like, oh, Lynette, I need to talk to you. So then I went in the office. I already knew. Like, you first of all, you feel like this pit in your stomach. And then I felt sucker punched because I came from lunch. My mind was like not prepared for this. And I'm like, great. I was there 10 years. And they're like, sorry, we're not doing well. And we had to make cuts. And unfortunately, you were, within that list.
Yeah.
And one of my other friends who was there for maybe 14 years or 13 years,
Wow.
she got let go the same day. This other guy, like it was a group of us. So it helped a little bit that I wasn't the only one. I mean, I felt bad for them as well. But we were all like in shock. Like, did this just really happen right now?
That's sad.
Like we all were not prepared. But everything happens for reasons.
Yeah.
And it was literally right during the pandemic too. So
Wow.
it was 2020 when that happened to me.
Oh, jeez, I didn't know that. That's very recent.
Yeah.
What about you,
But
Lo?
then, how about you? What happened to
I've
you?
only had like one firing, and that was like during college, and that was because we were horse playing.
Oh, yeah.
Always that. Otherwise, I've had contracts canceled. Like right when the pandemic, I was going to make the most money I ever made, and I lost 4 contracts,
Damn.
huge contracts.
But
And
that
then
hurts too.
I tried to call back for them like when things got better, and they just canceled everything. And these are corporations. I'm talking billion-dollar corporations.
Damn.
That sucks.
That sucks for real. See, that's you can't win.
No.
You work for yourself or you work for somebody else. You can't win. I don't know. Where's the success stories? Like, can we get some success stories like of people like us that maybe didn't go to Harvard, didn't go anywhere, and we just got up
A
there?
lot of them is everybody's. I mean, there's a lot of freelancers. There's a lot of great freelance stories of people who make their own little business, but
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, on my end, I've gotten fired from a bunch of retail places when I was in college. Same thing. I have not gotten fired directly from the large companies that I've worked for, but I have done the firing. So I'm going to tell you a story, and maybe I already told you guys that, and I'll repeat it again. But you guys know Lindsay. I don't know if you guys know Lindsay. Actually, I should call they LT, their transition, out of respect for her. LT is one of my favorite people of all time. I met her when they were in college, and she came as an intern, and ever since then she stayed there for about 3 to 4 years. And I love they to death. LT. I'm gonna say LT instead of they. It feels weird to me still.
Yeah, LT's awesome.
So LT is just amazing. Like she's one of my favorite people of all time. Even right now, I get like choked up because I love her. But love LT. But so I was asked to. We were asked to rate the employees by their skill level, and so LT was still kind of progressing and learning. So she was rated lower than most of the people there at that time. Her LT and another individual. And so I had the heads up that they were looking to get rid of them, but they tricked us into rating people. They didn't tell us they were going to use it for letting people go. So we were rating them.
They knew you wouldn't give honest answers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly it.
So I think they tricked us into that. My friend Sylvia, she said that's what they're going to do. And I'm like, no, Sylvia, they told me they weren't going to do that. They're just want to see where we can help others. And that's what I bought, right? That we're going to help others progress. So LT was in the lower end of that spectrum because of the fact that she's kind of was still going through college and that kind of stuff, and she was still learning. And so I remember them telling me this, come into the room, and that manager in particular, I'm not gonna say his name, but I do not like him ever. He sold a good game, but was not a good person. So I think there's good managers out there. I think he wasn't a good manager. I think he was not experienced enough. But anyway, he walked me in and he said, hey, we're going to let go of a few people. And then he tells me the people, right? And LT is one of them, and it was about 4 or 5 people that were getting let go from the department. So it was a big deal. So they kept the people that were there longer, obviously, because their skill sets were much higher. Including myself, and I was the manager for some of these people. So but the thing is that I was not okay with what was about to happen. But with LT, because I've seen her since she was a teen, and kind of growing up in this company, I thought I don't know, I had like a thing for her, like where they I don't know, we kind of grew up together, I think is maybe the better term. And again, we go back to that thing where we think people are like family, right? And because we see them all the time, like LT and I were always hanging out, LT and I and the other groups were always we were like a nice group. And so I walk her to this room, and I had to do this, by the way, to all of them. Like, hey, can you come with me? I need to talk to you. And I was walked into this room of death with HR and the VP of the department there. And then they would go into the spiel of, hey, we are going to be letting you go, and this is the service, you got to sign now. You can't, if you decide to not sign, like, you won't get it. Like, this whole thing that they gave them. So I walk out with, I'm going to tell you about the LT story, because the other stories they're kind of the same, but not the way that it happened with LT. Once I took LT out of there, I went to my cubicle, and then LT's cubicle was a little further up for me. And then she comes over and she says to me, "It's okay, Hugo." And I start crying.
Aww.
I start like tears, and she's like, "No." I'm like, leave me alone. And I never, for real, I'm still. I love LT to death. Like, so, yeah, I had to let my friend go. Like, that's so hard,
Yeah.
And that's probably, I'm gonna guess this is why some managers do not connect with you, because
that's a good point.
Yeah, because I think they know that one day this might happen, or if it already happened to them, they know how it feels, so they don't really deal with you on that level of like personal level, because that really hurt. Like, I don't know who lets go of people and doesn't think like, damn, I'm a fucked up person. Oh, excuse my language.
It's all right. You're allowed to.
I used to work for HR years ago, and the hardest part working for HR is kind of what you said. So have you ever noticed big companies, HR is clicky? Or you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
And it's because of those reasons. We know a lot of information. a lot of times we know ahead of time when someone is going to get terminated or laid off, whatever it is. I was the one writing the letters. I was the one preparing their severance letters, everything.
Damn.
So sometimes I would see them in the hallway and I'm like, that was hard.
Yeah.
Like I wish I could be like, listen, they're going to let you go. Like, don't come in tomorrow or something, but you can't, but it's hard.
So
you hold a lot of information inside and it's tough.
why can't you tell them this is about to happen?
It's illegal.
Really?
Illegal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's illegal. Also, so what they want to try to prevent also is retaliation. So if that employee is angry and they know you're going to let them go that particular day, they can take a lot of data or,
That's
information
Yeah.
and use it for negative things or other things,
That makes sense. Yeah.
I don't even want to say, there's just so many different scenarios.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't think of that, but you're right. I would definitely, if I knew I was gonna get let go, I was like, you know what, sabotage this place.
Oh yeah. Or like what you said, they might like mess up the office, break the computer,
No.
and be like,
that's
"F
more,
you."
That's
and
more
leave.
illegal. I think that's more illegal. Yeah, but that's my end. I don't know. I still remember to this moment that moment when I had to let people go, and that does not feel well. So I can feel for the people that have to do that job.
Yeah, I don't think I ever want to be a manager. Like, yeah, it's not.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
funny.
a lead, but manager, but
Yeah, but
it's hard.
as a manager, like, I don't know, it's just, I think for me, I felt like when I was a manager at World Now, which no longer exists now, but you were the middle person. Like, you were just, that guy was telling you what to do, and then you would go do it, and you would tell the other people, hey, you guys got to do this. That's what it felt like there.
I mean, that's okay. I mean, I guess it depends. Like, I know when I was in HR, the managers didn't really let the employees know they were going to let them go. It was HR.
Damn.
They would take the manager out.
Oh, wow, really?
So each company does it different,
Yeah.
but the one that I work for, HR handled it.
Oh, wow.
So that's how come I knew. I'm like, oh, I would already know. Like sometimes the manager would call and speak to the director. So then I would already kind of know, like, this manager from IT is calling, and then I would know it would be about a certain employee. And I'm like, oh, this isn't good. I just knew a lot of information. That's how it is in HR. You know everything. I knew people's salaries. I would do the background checks. So I would, there were a few people that it didn't come back too clean. So I had to write those letters to them why they didn't get their position.
Oh, wow.
That's why they say it's tentative, obviously, because if the background check isn't clear,
Yeah.
they can't hire you.
Wow. I'm surprised.
A lot of it's from college. Like there was this weird one. It was he said he did a prank or something in college, and I think they let it go for that one.
Okay.
But
so,
all the other ones, it wasn't really too crazy.
so some excuse ones can work.
Yeah, if you're upfront, like let's say you let them know beforehand. Like this particular case, that guy told the HR director and everyone ahead of time, listen, you're going to run a background check. I did, a prank in college and this is going to show up. So sometimes it works. I'm not going to say always, but sometimes saying the truth and explaining it is better than crossing your fingers and praying.
Yeah, they don't get
once
it.
they get it back. Yeah, at least you can say your piece. Even if they're like, you know what you did, I don't want to hire you. at least you tried,
Yeah.
opposed to letting them run the background check and not saying anything. Because after that, they're going to just say, this came up.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, you had your chance to tell us before we ran it. So
Yeah.
just be upfront.
Yeah, like, hey, in college I murdered somebody, but it was college.
Well, I don't know about murder, but yeah.
It was a prank.
Yeah, no, the guys, I don't remember it. It was just a prank. It was a prank, and it was in like those frat houses or something. I don't remember. It was silly, so they were like, all right.
Damn. That's tough. That's tough predicaments to be in. I don't know.
Yeah,
but either,
HR wasn't for me.
I guess it doesn't sound like anything is good. As far as like
There's a negative to everything you do, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's how you handle those negatives, right? I think what other companies give you free things, because I'm looking at that. I'm like, I would tell them I don't want the membership. Can I get it in cash instead?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, the whole... No, because that means they were actually spend something instead of giving you a password.
This is insulting.
It is.
But you know, they'll always do stupid things like that you hear every so often. You can keep staplers.
But like, what other? I want to know any other companies who have given things to.
Like parting gifts. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
there's tons of them.
I don't know.
Have any of you guys ever worked in a fast food restaurant?
No.
I have.
Why?
McDonald's.
Really?
Hmm.
No.
Worked at McDonald's in high school. I worked for.
I'm loving it.
I don't know if anyone knows this one. TCBY was a yogurt store.
Yeah, I remember that.
Years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that in high school.
There was like one. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had one in Cross County too.
I think that's where I saw it.
Oh, seriously? Yeah, no. I never worked at a fast food place. Oh, no, you know what? I did. I worked at Pizza Hut.
Get out of here.
For one day. I was doing high school, and I was a senior, and I just needed a job. And I went there, and the lady said, yeah, you can start today. So I was supposed to, what was my role there? I don't know what it was, but I was supposed to do something, right? And what happened was the dishwasher kid, he got mad and cursed out the manager, so she sent him home, right?
Wow.
So then she goes, okay, now you do that. I'm like, okay, so I it was a machine. I just rinsed it, put it in the machine does the washing, you pull it out, you put it out there, you keep doing the same thing over and over again. It wasn't difficult at all. And I was like, okay, this is awesome. But it was like midnight, and the manager decided that she was going to like hold everybody until everybody finished cleaning. But I was like, I don't have to do anything. my section is clean.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, everybody stays until everybody's done. And I was like, what? So I called my dad, and my dad was like, what? Get out of there now. And I was like, but the lady's not letting us go. He's like, no, get out of there. The next day, he was like, you're not going there. He quit. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I quit. They literally held me there till like 11:30 on a Friday.
Night.
No, it was a Friday. And I was deadbeat the next day from working all that. But it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me.
Yeah, I wasn't in McDonald's that long either. My mother did the same thing because she would wait for me at night. And she was like, that's too late for you. She didn't let me like go home alone because I was still in high school, obviously, like you.
Yeah. Did you?
And I wanted it to buy clothes and jewelry.
All right.
You know.
Kittens.
I mean, I worked Best Buy in college.
Okay.
And there were times that I didn't leave until 3 o'clock in the
Oh
morning.
my God.
Wow.
Why?
Because
Inventory?
you got to do inventory. You got to count everything there. Or holiday season, and that comes, you open earlier, you close later, which means you have to clean more and put things back together.
That's crazy.
Always stuff like that. Or like, say, Black Friday sale.
Oh my God.
That Wednesday. It's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. and then
No.
had to be there that
Yeah, you
Friday
have to be there early.
Yeah, that's
3 or
nuts.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I remember that because Stacy's into like going out like to see the deals and all stuff like that, and I
Yeah.
hated it. I used to be like, "Don't wake me up, please." So after a while, she started going by herself because I was like, "I'm not gonna run over there for $2 sweats."
Yeah. Yeah, nah, that's. I remember. I worked in Apple. I worked in the Gap. I worked in a lot of retail stores. That'll be for another video.
Yeah, we should discuss that one soon because I did also.
Hours of retail.
I saw.
And I have
worked-
a good story for the next one.
Oh
that-
no. Let's do the next one because my stories are not great for retail. I sucked at retail. I was at Eddie Bauer.
I worked at Eddie Bauer too.
FYE.
In Manhattan.
Oh my god, FYE. I worked at
Okay.
the Discovery store or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember it.
You remember
know
that?
one.
I worked at that. I worked at Petco.
Get out of here. That's random.
Staples. I worked at Staples.
Okay. Staples is cool.
Okay, and I think that's it. I don't know. There might be more, but all of those I got fired. All of those I got fired. So
I got fired from one.
what?
It's because me and the manager. That's another.
We're gonna have to talk about this. This is fun. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. We have
I've only
Yeah.
been fired from one, and I've only technically ever quit one job.
quit.
Oh.
hmm
Oh, that's the way I want to talk about another story. 'Cause we don't have time.
Next freestyle.
And the one that I quit is the most recent one that I worked for 10 years.
Oh, that's right.
Really?
That's
Is
right.
that the one
I
when you
know.
were inside the truck?
Yeah,
when
that's
they would
the
take
strippers.
you to New Jersey?
Yeah, they stopped doing that, but yeah, I've done that many times. Nothing
crazy.
greater than being in a van with no seats with 500 barrels of UV liquid, and you're just chilling there, just loving your life.
You would have
Especially in the summer with no AC.
You would have
That's
turned to
terrible.
Spider-Man if that leaked.
Yeah. That's gangster.
Been through it all. Been through it all.
Sweat
Wow.
your ass off.
Oh, that was nothing.
Chill.
I remember almost getting my fucking hand chopped off.
Oh my god.
What?
Printing is pretty. When you get to those machining,
Oh,
Printing
yes,
could be
yes,
very
Yeah,
yes.
they're
dangerous.
dangerous machines. Yeah.
because of those machines. So like, they have a thing where every time you get something is printed on a plate, which is normally a big aluminum plate that has the color separations, and then that goes onto
Yeah.
the press. So that machine, so automatic. So sometimes the little things get stuck, or you gotta like shimmy something, and then it starts going off.
Jesus.
So they have the plate sit in like a big metal box, and then it raises up to the machine. So, but something got stuck and it was in the way. So I'm like, oh, let me put my hand there.
Oh my God.
And luckily I got fast hands. I was able to get my hand out.
Oh my god.
But I do know a guy that he was messing with the press, and the press has gears. He had a wedding ring on.
Oh
The
God.
ring got caught on one of the gears, and he lost his finger.
Oh my god. That is some scary
Ow.
stuff.
Because they
That
tell you when
sucks.
you work on like press, they always tell you don't wear any jewelry,
Yeah.
nothing that can get caught, because 9 out of 10 times it will get caught some way or another. Or the cutting machines. So the cutting machines have safeties on them, right?
Yeah.
Where you can't cut,
Right.
but there's a clamp. You can easily clamp everything, but you can't cut anything. For the most part, most machines, you can't cut anything as long as, because they have normally 2 triggers to cut. The clamp is just like a pedal. So you normally would, so if you were cutting the paper, you'll put the clamp down so it holds the paper in place.
Yep.
And then you have to take your 2 hands and put them under the table to press the 2 gears. But the clamp is a pedal, so it's like you're pushing the paper, and the clamp comes, and it just squashes your finger.
Oh my
Normally
God.
the nail will pop out or break inside the nail.
Okay,
And
that's
your finger becomes gigantic.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Well,
Well,
I've seen that so many times.
we're
So
gonna
many.
we got 1 minute, low. This is crazy.
Especially this is the one time this guy is clamping one of our best cutters cut it. So we used to have a girl who was a girl that used to put the flyers in the boxes.
Uh-huh.
And she had a really great body, and she knew she had a body, so she would dress extra. So everybody would look, and he's looking, not paying attention.
Oh my God!
Boom, bam, and that clamp just comes out like boof. That's a couple 100 pounds of pressure. So you see his hand blew up like 3 sizes. Thing, his nail popped off.
Okay, Jesus.
And it's just gushing. And then when you get crushed, it's big ball, and then it just pops.
I'm not good with blood, guys.
I could deal with blood, but I was just like, yo, there's so much blood. Because the finger, if it didn't pop, because sometimes the skin would just pop, like you were running, and pop, and there would just be blood everywhere. Or it would just clamp, keep it there, remove the clamp. The clamp comes off the